There is a particular sow on my farm that I don't talk about often, but she's the reason I am still in pig farming today. I started my entire pig farming journey in March 2020, and that sow is still on the farm, which means she's almost 6 years old. When people see Pigversity today, be it online, outside the farm, the opportunities, the voice, I always smile because a lot of it traces back to this single animal I have on the farm. And this video is not technical, it's not about feed formulation or housing. It's about gratitude, emotions, and a very difficult decision I need to make in my pig farming career. That sow didn't just produce piglets, she produced belief. She gave me confidence at a time when I was very new, unsure, and learning everything the hard way. In my early days of pig farming, if she had been the kind of sow that attacked her piglets or crashed the litters, I'm being very honest, I might have quit by now. You wouldn't even have known anything about Pigversity. Losing piglets repeatedly at the beginning can break you. Yeah, but she gave me a smooth start, a painless one, and a comfortable entry into the journey of pig farming. And because of that, I stayed for almost 6 years. In her entire stay on the farm, she's had 10 parities. That means she gave birth 10 different times. And listen to this one also very carefully. She never crashed any piglets on the farm, not even one. She gave me not less than 8 piglets at birth. Never. Some research says litter size reduces as sows age, but even after her 9th parity, she still delivered 12 good piglets. She's an exceptional mother, in fact, very calm, attentive, and gentle. She's the kind of sow every pig farmer prays for, but you hardly get. This is the pig you are watching, the pig in this video you are just seeing. Beyond the numbers I've just shared with you, her character stood out. She doesn't destroy things. She doesn't climb walls. She doesn't scatter the pen. She poops in one specific place and never sleeps in her own dirt. Left with her alone, it will take you 1 week and you will never swept her room because she dumps them at a very specific place and the rest of the room is kept as they are. Her piglets grew very fast. Let me also add that I never had to think about buying oxytocin because she was encountering farrowing complications and not producing milk. Everything about this pig was on point. She's well organized. If she's a person, well organized woman. And if pig had personalities, she would be top tier. But now, when I look at her body today, age is catching up with her. She's very exhausted. She struggles to carry herself. Standing up is a difficult thing for her to do. Walking to feed is a challenge. Sometimes I have to hold the feed while she's lying down just to eat and also drink. So last year, 2025, that was the late last year, I tried to retire her by curling, but there was an issue, so it didn't happen. Later, she got pregnant again. That pregnancy didn't end well for me. 1 month to farrowing, she suffered premature birth, and we lost all 9 piglets. At one point, and this is hard to say, I felt relieved. I felt relieved the piglets didn't survive. Not because I don't like piglets at the time, but because the sow herself was suffering and I could feel for her. Her legs were weak, her body couldn't carry both herself and the pregnancy. And here comes the emotional moment. I didn't want to also let her go. And that feeling even became stronger when I discussed that with my mom and she said something that even shook me more. She suggested we allow her to die a natural death on the farm. So I must keep feeding her till her time is up on the farm. According to my mom, that sow has been a blessing. She believes that anything meaningful I have ever achieved through pig farming started with this particular sow. If I am here talking about pigs every day, it all boils down to this particular sow. And honestly, I believe that too, which I know you also know that Francis is making noisy because of that particular pig. I learned a lot from it. She gave me the confidence I have today. She gave me the early wins. In fact, I made my first 5,000 Ghana cedis from pig farming. She gave me a reason to keep going. But there's a business and an emotion at the same time. When I think of what I could make from selling her, it makes sense. It's logical. It's also practical. And farming, whether we like it or not, still has to make sense, right? So here's where I've landed, despite discussing everything with my mom. I have decided to have her killed, that is, to have her slaughtered for meat. But not just to spend the money. There is a way I am going to honor her legacy on the farm. So the proceeds from her will be used to acquire an asset. This one I haven't discussed it with anybody, but I'm telling you today. I am going to use the proceeds from her to acquire an asset. Something very, very tangible. Something very lasting that will forever be associated with her. Something that reminds me where I started. Something that honors her contribution to my achievement. Because she wasn't just a sow for me on the farm. She was the foundation for Pigversity. And there's a reflection here for me. She's the only pig on my farm that has ever experienced premature births. And she experienced it twice. Yet, despite that, her legacy outweighs her last chapter, which is about the premature births she encountered. In everything, I love her so much, and I truly, truly love this particular pig. This is the pig I never punished on the farm, and I never had to worry about anything if she's the only one involved. Having said this, there are some lessons I would like to also share from this particular pig, so that maybe as you are watching, you may also copy it in your end. Many farmers don't quit pig farming because it is impossible. They quit because their foundation was very painful. If my first experience has been constant losses, I might have walked away long time ago. So today I take breeding decisions seriously because your foundation either builds confidence or destroys it. So when you're going into pig farming and breeding, you choose your stock that gives you peace of mind and let go of any stress, because farming in itself is stress already. The second thing I am to add is, just because an animal can still reproduce doesn't mean that you should. So as a farmer, you must learn when to stop, even when numbers still look good to you. Ignoring welfare in the name of productivity always ends in losses, just like I encountered it last year. Loss of animals, loss of money, and loss of conscience. And then the last one I want to also add is, not everything in pig farming should end as just meat. Some animals build systems. Some animals also build confidence, and some animals build brands. And when you meet such animals, please do your best to honor them. Turning her final value into an asset tied to her name is my way of saying you were more than a sow to me, and you were the beginning. So if you are farmer watching this, understand, farming is not just about output. It's about judgment, timing, and also being gratitude. And sometimes the animals that give you the most also ask the most from your heart at the end of it. And this is a decision I have taken in my pig farming career. The sow I loved most has gotten to a point it needs to be given a goodbye till we meet in her other world.